Great. So I'm Kanani Briggs. I'm the lead agent for the Curtain team. And today in our Rightsizing resource series, I'm joined with David Del Giorno from Pillar to Post Home Inspections. And these short conversations are really designed to help you understand the support and resources that are available to you as you are right sizing or downsizing or making a transition. So let's get started.
Sounds
So,
good. How are you
yeah,
today?
I'm great. Thank you so
Good,
much for
good.
agreeing to do this. And so,
No,
for
it's my
someone
pleasure.
who has never heard of Pillar to Post, what would you say is describe what you do?
So we've been around. I'm a franchise owner of Pillar to Post, and I've personally been in business for about 11 years now. So we've been around the block, so to speak. We've done a lot of inspections. Um, we try to help people understand the true condition of the home they're looking to buy or sell. Um, we work mostly with buyers, occasionally with sellers of homes to try to give them an informed uh, kind of an opinion of the home.
Yes. So for rights, so people who are might be downsizing, who maybe have lived in their home for 20 plus years, how do you see your service fitting in when they're thinking about selling?
So on the selling side, it's extremely important. Um, we go over a home from top to bottom. A lot of people, they kind of live in their home, so they don't really know what is kind of lurking underneath. They'll know the little things, paint and things of that nature. Um, but we really kind of peel back the layers on the personal house that they're living in, and kind of give them an idea of what their home is all about, from kind of really getting it to putting it on the market so there's no real big surprises uh, when you get through your due diligence period. We kind of, on that side, um, take kind of the shock and awe out of that whole process. We try to
Yeah.
make it real simple and clear.
So
Um,
speaking of shock and awe, for someone who has maybe lived in their home for a number of years, maybe a spouse has passed and it's been harder for them to kind of keep up with the maintenance, what are some of the things that you have seen when you've done a pre-listing home inspection?
so the biggest thing we run into is kind of wear and tear on a home. A lot of people, they get into a house. The older generation is kind of better at this than kind of the people of my generation or even younger. Kind of just regular general maintenance on a home, painting the outside of the house every 8 or so years, kind of maintaining your gutters. Um, Roofing issues are kind of a big one because you don't really look at your roof. You kind of just walk in your garage or front door every day, and you don't really look at it until it's kind of too late till you notice a leak, and then you'll call a roofer, and they've got a lot of things going on. Believe it or not, windows are a big issue in
Mm,
homes because people don't open and close their windows, so they tend to get broken or stuck. Those are kind of the big things.
okay, that's great. What are some of the misconceptions that people might have about home inspections and what you do?
That is a good question. Um, the biggest one, I think, I mean, you can list off a ton of them, but really, that a home inspection is not important. It's really kind of, it's not a pass or fail thing. We're just kind of giving you the conditions of the home. The home really tells the story. Um, our job, really, in a nutshell, is to explain kind of what your biggest things are 5, 6 months out, you should really do this. 1 to 2 years, you really should do this, and kind of 5 to 10 years, these will potentially pop up for you. So you kind of know the timeline of your house and what kind of maintenance you would need to do on it.
That's great.
Those are the That's the biggest misconception, you know,
Yeah.
with kind of what we do.
Yeah, that's great. So if somebody is thinking about selling their home, and they're going to be downsizing, and it may take them a while to declutter and get through all of this, at what point would you say it's important for them to reach out to you and start that process?
Uh, Look, if you're on a 6 month plan, generally a month before you're ready to put it on the market, or maybe 6 weeks is
Okay.
probably a really good time for me to come in,
Okay.
because we can kind of give you a checklist of everything that would need to not need to be done with the house, but kind of like your maintenance things. Um, and a lot of times you want to paint things and get it pretty before you put it on the market. Let's get in before that so you can get all those things fixed, and then you can kind of polish up your home to put it on the market. That is the ideal time to do it.
That's a great, yeah, that's a great point. So, what does it look like for someone to who wants to work with you? What's the process?
Um, so we would get you on our schedule and get myself or my lead inspector Luke out to the property, and we generally need about 3 hours in a home.
Okay.
We start on the outside of the house and we do a full inspection of the outside of your home, and then we kind of move our way through the house. At that point, we provide a full report to you with pictures and kind of um, verbally explain what's entailed on, kind of your next steps.
Yeah.
Especially if you're selling the home, even in the buyer's case, we do the same thing. But we can kind of point you in the right direction. Um, when you work with us, we're still a resource for our clients. It's not like we just give our reports and then we're done. Um, we can provide a lot of guidance moving forward. There's a lot of I don't know if you particularly deal with this, but there's a lot of contractors that come in and don't provide the service that they say they're going to provide. So we're kind of a resource on the back end, whether you're buying or selling a house, to
Yeah.
reach out to at all times.
Yes, and I can attest to that. You have been great with my clients answering questions about the report or understanding what's really important and what we should address or what can wait. That has been great. Yeah.
So in our industry, the guidelines change a lot, and a lot of times it really has to do with the age of the home. We're not code inspectors, so we can kind of clearly walk you through all those different nuances of your house.
Yeah. No, that is super helpful to have someone that you trust and can kind of be your guide through the whole process. I don't know that is there something that if somebody's thinking about selling their home in the next year, is there one helpful thing that they could do right now today that would kind of help them um, as they look ahead and make things a little easier for them down the road?
So there's two really big things. I would, depending on the age of your roof, I would have a roofing contractor come out and do an evaluation of your roof. They're generally free. Um, the second biggest thing is your HVAC units. I would maintenance your units, uh, especially if they're aging. If they're 10 plus years old, to have a maintenance record on that you can present to the potential buyers is a real plus, because it shows that you're taking care of, like, kind of the two big things in the house that we run into.
Okay.
Even if you have an older HVAC unit, as long as it's been maintenance and you've got all the documentation on that, you can kind of move past that a little easier than having a 15-year-old air conditioning unit that hasn't been touched in 15 years. So those would be the two biggest things.
Yeah, those are great. Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time today. This is going to be super helpful for our clients who are thinking about right sizing and downsizing. And at the Curtain Team, we believe when you move smart, you live better. And we are providing resources so that you can move smart with confidence. So thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.